Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. I've been guided just to take the cards and do a reading. Spirit and the intention here is to highlight a situation, an experience about the here and now that's going to also help us in the future guidance and to look at where we've come from, how we arrived here, and what we're moving towards. What is the information and messages Spirit wants to bring forward in helping us on our highest path to our highest good. So this reading is going to bring in highlights, information when it comes to love, romance, lovers, friends, family, career, life purpose, life, our soul's journey, because all of that is encompassing in our soul's journey. So if you've been guided here, there's a message for you within this reading. And I would like to just say that I pre-shuffled the deck, and no, I didn't place this card here. I do my readings with full integrity. So this was the card that was on the top of the deck once I had finished pre-shuffling and getting ready to turn on the camera. So we're absolutely been guided on the right path here, and this is confirmation for me that this reading is necessary and that there's something in it for all of us, me included. So thanks as always to my regular viewers and subscribers. And if this is your first time coming across one of my readings, I'm Steph, and you're very, very welcome to Freedom Out of Darkness Tarot. So I want Spirit to show us the situation. I want them to highlight the challenges and blockages at this time. What's going on in the mental space? What's the underlying influences and energies? What's in the past? And I will fix the camera, guys. Once I have got all the cards out, we're doing a Celtic cross spread here. So a lot of information is going to come true. Let's see what's approaching energies are. Okay, then we want Spirit to highlight your energy and what you are missing out externally here. Your inner resources and talents. That's normally the card here, but we are looking at it in terms of your complete energy as well. Also, we're going to look and see how others are seeing you. What are hopes and or fears at this time? And then where is this all leading to? Outcome energies. Whoa. And I may get clarifiers on these as well, guys, as we go along. We'll just see. I have my angel cards. I have the Archangel Power. We have the Chariot energy. So Cancer season. So we're verifying here. Cancer energy. And this is the push and pull that we feel between the light and the dark. Now, that does not mean that you're evil or that you're a bad person or anything like that. We all have a light and a shadow aspects of self, and we're here on in this human experience to learn about our ego. And as we've awakened and evolved and become more spiritually aware, we're learning to control that ego. We're learning to cultivate it. And then as we move forward, we're learning to bypass the ego here and come from a place of love. But that takes a lot of learning and growing and maturing and evolving through experiences, through the ups and downs of life, through the it's there is always duality in life, and that's the light and dark, the principles of that energy. But when we become like the high priestess, which I think is the best card in the deck, the best energy to be in, because the high priestess is somebody that lives beyond duality. She lives above it. She does not cast judgment. She simply observes. She listens. She trusts her intuition, and she knows that there are energies and influences all around us, and she's learned to navigate that energy and become extremely intuitive and have the book of knowledge, your Akashic records, tapping into all of your past lives and all of your soul lessons and journeys and experiences to help you in this lifetime. So that comes from trusting our sense of knowing. And it's funny that I'm talking about the high priestess when the chariot is in my hand. So it feels like that spirit is already showing me the end goal. And that doesn't mean that we're all mediums or we all, it means that we are all born with a keen sense, like our guts are evolving rapidly. And your gut instinct is a very real thing. But there's also a thing that's called your inner voice, your inner knowing, and the high priestess is your higher self. And that's what we're looking to align to, because we can learn much from our higher selves, and we can be redirected and refocused to the right pattern, to the right direction in our lives by connecting with that intuition, by connecting with our guides and angels or our spiritual team. So there's a push and pull going on here. In Cancer season, we have an eclipse coming in, and we're going to have Neptune and Mercury join the retrograde party. So this is a time where it really is about healing and forgiveness and fully moving on, because when we get to Leo season, Leo is about the new day, the new dawn, the sun, the life force energy, your inner child. And it's the light within us all. So it's the tendency to strive towards the good in life. Again, it's the polarities that exist in the ego, in the human experience, that we kind of end up ebbing and flowing through the darkness and the light. But ultimately, we all come back to the light. And judgment is something that we put upon ourselves. We judge ourselves. We do our life review when we transcend back to soul, back to spirit, and we look at our lessons, we look at our experiences, and that's how we derive soul contracts, because we say, well, look, I wanted to learn compassion through this experience, but I didn't take it so well because my ego got in the way and I was unwilling to show compassion to you, talking to another soul. So let's come back and let's switch up the roles. Let's create a different experience that's going to help me learn that valuable lesson of compassion. So we're the ones choosing the life, the lessons and the experiences, and that in itself gave me an immense comfort, guys. And yes, the Hanged Man, Neptune energy, then as you move from Leo to Virgo season, we can become much more who we truly are. So let's get into the that's very interesting. So right now, the Five of Cups energy is the situation, it's the feeling, it's the experience that we are going through. So we're facing our demons here. Again, the Five of Cups is the bereavement card. And guys, like being a medium and connecting to passed on loved ones, and when I do readings privately and I've had passed on loved ones come in and that been validated, it's truly profound to me. But we still have to go through the grieving experience, because that's part of the human evolution, that's part of the soul's evolution. So death and birth has been the only constant thing in the universe. We're on like once we are born, we are moving towards that day of transcending again. So we can choose to become reborn, or we can stay in spirit if we want. We're never like there's volunteers and souls, souls like me that didn't necessarily really want to come back into the human experience, but was part of the volunteers, the waves of volunteers like the Indigo Children, and things like that came back and was helping and is helping the transition of the earth's energy and the human vibration. So again, we're evolving to learn to cultivate the ego, and ultimately our lessons become much easier and our challenges become much easier. But I can tell you, as a person that has experienced loss and grief in many forms, including my own baby daughter who I was leaking amniotic fluid in the pregnancy, and they found out it was too late before that they couldn't do anything. And then I gave birth to Maria at 27 weeks, and she died shortly after birth because she had no her left lung had all air holes and she had no right lung. The amniotic fluid started leaking when it was coming to the time of the lungs being developed. So I can tell you I went through post-traumatic stress for almost 10 years, and that's 13 years ago now. So I'm only 3 years out of suffering with post-traumatic stress from that loss and grief. But when I awoke into I always knew I was psychic. I always had this sense of knowing, and learning to trust that was my spiritual awakening. But becoming a medium and acknowledging the mediumship, it helps us greatly to cultivate the grieving process. Yes, there are stages of grief, and there is a reason why there are stages of grief, because we have to process, whether it's the loss of a family member, of a child, of a partner, even it's and even when I split from my 5.5 year relationship, I understood from past experience that I had to allow myself go through the grieving steps and the process, and not to force anything or rush anything, to actually feel what I was feeling without repressing it or without wallowing in it. So if you're feeling like you're stuck in the grieving process of a loss, whatever that loss was to you, it may have been multiple things, it may have been one thing. The thing about it is, we all experience loss in life, and that's the major lesson. When we become aligned, we understand that we're never truly separated from our passed on loved ones, from our spiritual team. That is just a different energy frequency that our human minds won't allow us to comprehend, or to we can't see, and a lot of people can see passed on loved ones. I'm a psychic medium, so I've never actually seen a physical spirit. When I was younger, I did, and I got scared, and I told them that I couldn't help them to leave me alone. And that's what blocked my mediumship for a long time, was my fear. And when I decided, look, I'll embrace the fact that I know I have a connection to the spirit realm, that I made rules, and I think that's why they gave me the psychic mediumship. So like, I don't really control when names come out or when specific things come out to validate. I don't control that. It comes out of my mouth. Sometimes I will hear it in my head. I don't hear it with my ears. I hear it in my head, and that's where you have to bypass the ego when you're channeling. So you don't allow your own insecurities or projection into it, that you just allow the information to flow. So look, what's challenging us, guys? The Ace of Cups. And yes, of course, the Ace of Cups is challenging us, because the Two of Cups is standing behind us. So even though we'd like to say we have moved on from the past, we have forgiven, but we've never forgotten. And it's not easy to actually forget an experience or a trauma, and that's why we have to have the power of our mind, because we can easily fall into depression and loneliness and solitude and isolation, and cut ourselves off from the blessings the universe wants to bring us, because we're so afraid to be hurt again. We're so afraid of our abandonment issues. And I can tell you that I realized only about 6 months ago, guys, and I know, like, I don't know if there's no way of really proving whether or not you're a twin flame, okay? We all have soulmates, but twin flames is a different thing. And I was told many years ago that I was a twin flame, and but I can tell you that I've been separated from that person for like 10 years. Just over 10 years. We've had no communication, no contact, no nothing. He just up and left my life after being in it for 16 months. No explanation, no communication, no nothing. I went into a severe state of depression, and it was like you're hanging on a cliff. And it was after, it was a couple of years, 2 years after my daughter had passed away, and my long-term relationship broke up, and I met this person, and he was going through a divorce at the time. So the two of us were kind of, I was on the midst of a breakdown, and like I kind of put too much reliance on that person for my happiness, and when it fizzled out without explanation or without a reason given or anything, more or less it was an abandonment. That was something that pushed me over the edge. So I went into depression, and a lot of pain, and everything just hit me all at once. Everything that I had been through just hit me all at once, and it took a long time. Like I told you, 10 years post-traumatic stress, just reliving the pain of my daughter's passing and other pains. But I realized about 6 months ago that my lesson was about abandonment, and that's why, if that person is my twin flame, that he abandoned me basically. But I can tell you now that I can see why it didn't work out. I can see the mess that I was in, that I was completely a broken, or not even broken, just bent and lost person. And I focused too much on him bringing me the happiness and making my life better, when it was up to me to do that. And it took me a long time to figure that out. And when when that happened, and he kind of cut me off, and there was no communication. I didn't have a proper relationship for 5 years after that, and then I got involved with a man that was very abusive, emotionally abusive, and just toxic. He done everything to me, cheating, lying. He just brought me into the depths of the shadows of this world, and he dragged me down so much. But when that relationship ended and I had to leave and go to a homeless shelter, and very sick, because I had challenges with my health over the years as well, and still do today. When that, as I said, when that relationship broke down, I realized that I needed to allow myself to go through the grieving process. And this is why 2 years later I'm single still. Yes, I have dated people, but I was in no way in a position of looking for a serious relationship or a commitment or anything like that, because I started working on myself and learning and understanding. And that's when I was being called to spiritual awakening when I was 20, even younger. But when I was 19, 20, 21, I was being called to spiritual awakening. But I ended up going into the shadow aspects of myself and wallowing in depression. And now, after that relationship, in 2017, 2 years later, guys, I can tell you that I'm doing really well. I had the confidence to set up the channel. I'm focusing on myself, my soul growth, my emotional growth, my happiness, and understanding that it's up to me to embrace happiness and to be happy with myself and my life first and foremost, before I can give that love out into the world. So the Two of Pentacles, it's in our mental, and we have the polarities of like the yin and yang, the masculine and feminine, the light and dark, the ego and the soul, all that duality, all that different aspects. We're here trying to get back into the rhythm and flow. And this card for me, people, like I've seen like readers say, oh, somebody's juggling two people. Yeah, that can be a possibility. But for me, this card is about balance, but it's also about getting back into the rhythm and flow of your own life force, of your own soul and your higher self, dancing to the beat of your own drummer. So we're balancing out here, guys. We understand that we had to experience the darkness to embrace the light, and we understand that we're still in a human experience, so we're constantly learning and growing and constantly evolving and understanding our shadow and our light as well, and learning to have love and compassion and understanding. And it ain't easy when you're dealing with a world full of egos, full of people that have lost their way, and they don't listen to their light or their soul whatsoever. They're immersed into the human experience, and that's when you become materialistic. That's when you become toxic and negative energies, when you self-sabotage and hinder your own growth and evolution by staying stuck in negativity, staying stuck in lower egos, narcissism, gaslighting, manipulation, all those human energies, all those human ego-based ideals. But us, are going towards the light. We're gaining a greater understanding of ourselves and of the journey, and that's why we're doing things for our highest good. And I feel like that there's something very, very positive that's coming in on the horizon for us, guys. So the more we focus on balancing ourselves, the masculine and feminine energies, having healthy relationships, a give and take, listening to our soul, listening to our spiritual team, following our gut instincts and intuition, that's marching to the beat of our own drummer. So in the past, we've had strength, and this is beautiful energy, guys, because this is, again, bringing back into this where I feel Leo season is actually a time where we can really embrace a whole new perspective on our lives, because Cancer season is asking us not only to forgive but to forget. And by forgetting, and it, like, we can think about a negative memory, but as soon as we think that, if we consciously work towards positive thinking, if you have a lot of stuff in your head, like things that you have to say to somebody or things that you need to get off your chest, write them out, communicate them. Cancer season is asking us to really go into our emotional body, bring it to the surface, speak it, and face it, and deal with it, and release it. And it's not easy, because, as I said, a lot of us would like to think, myself included, that we have released the past, that we have forgiven. But have we truly? And have we really forgotten? You can never forget. Like that's an old saying that's probably conditioned. Like, you can forgive, but you never forget. And we've been conditioned to say, don't ever forget now. Do you know? You can forgive them, but you don't forget what they done to you, because you don't want to be a fool again. Do you know? It's like we're dictating to ourselves that we have to remember the hurt and pain, so we're open to it the next time. But really, remembering the hurt and pain is attracting experiences that bring hurt and pain. And that's interesting because this is something that this is new to me, guys, as well. This is totally spirit here. I wish I was this wise. So where it's not, yeah. So can we forget? And that's what our spirit, our passed on loved ones have been bringing in as messages, guys, in terms of when we remember, try to remember the positive, try to remember the happy times, not the pain, not the sadness, not the loss. And for me, in a 5.5 year, 2 5.5 year relationships that ended really, really badly. One was physically abusive and that was always calling me stupid or thick. And he was 15 years older than me. I had 2 children with him. He was always undermining and I was far more intelligent than he was. And I'm just saying, like I was, and he used to call me stupid. And like this guy is like 6'2", 18 stone. I'm 5'3" and like 7 stone. Do you know? And he was physically abusive. He knocked me clean out a few times. And the other relationship, he never put his hands on me, thank God. But he put his hands on the furniture and the walls and thrown things. And he was very volatile and aggressive in his demeanor, aggressive in the way he spoke. And I lived in fear for a long time. So I can look back and I can tell you that I can remember a good thing about that person or a good experience. Like if he'd come home and he'd have a really nice teddy bear for me, which happened like about 3 times in the bones of 6 years. But those are the memories that I like to think about now. But I had to process all the hurt, all the pain and the loss. And still being very much in love with that person when I had to leave him. But he was cheating, he was lying, he was hiding a drug addiction from me. He didn't care what he was doing to me mentally and emotionally, and my own physical health challenges as well. He wasn't there for me. So I decided to be there for myself, and I have come on in leaps and bounds in the last 2 years with my health, my life, stability and happiness. So once we're done with the loss, and it's not about being done and cold, it's again, they're making it very clear that there is a bereavement process, there is a grieving process, and it's not always, it's the loss of a friendship, a loss of a job, a loss of a romantic partner, a loss of a marriage, or a physical death. They're all losses in our lives, because when we emotionally invest in somebody, when something is in our lives for a period of time, we become invested in them. So strength here is absolutely, and we have the universal symbol again, and why we have cultivated and grown and evolved through much strength, through the challenges, learning to cultivate our inner demons, and that's the ego work, and that's the underlining energy, guys, of cultivating the balance, cultivating your head and heart alignment. And it's through facing our fears, through facing our insecurities, because the Ace of Cups is challenging us. And the why the Ace of Cups is challenging us is because we some of us may still be holding off or cutting ourselves off from the blessings of the universe, and a true love or a true connection in this is happiness in love, life, career. It's all encompassing, because it's not just about romantic love. Life has far many more relationships and dynamics to it, our life purpose, our careers, our friends, our family, the difference that we make in the world. So we've done a really great job here, and Spirit is saying that that's the ultimate, that cultivating our egos and learning to go in the direction of the light, learning to look at the face of adversity and challenges as the lessons that they truly are. So, I mean, it seems like that we've been really tested here. So the Four of Pentacles is the underlining energy. So now we're going in and we're looking at, this is the forgetting cards. So forgiving is a lot easier than forgetting. So maybe that's why. Maybe that is why. So that's it. That I feel like this is the whole reason behind this reading, is to ask us to really start paying attention to the thoughts and the memories, because guys, in the July reading, memories came into it for at least 3 signs. Sorry guys, somebody was ringing my buzzer there. So the Four of Pentacles, guys, so this is the forgetting and the releasing. So we have to work on our root chakra, we have to work on our heart chakra and our crown chakra here, guys, with the Four of Pentacles. And that is the underlining energy in terms of the blockages that has been highlighted here for us to get back into the rhythm and flow of balance and in sync with the universe, in sync with our higher selves, in sync with our life purpose and mission. So approaching energies is the Five of Wands. So this is the ego again coming in here, guys. So this is the energy of passive aggressive energy, arguments, tit for tat, conflict. So there seems to be a challenge that we are going to be facing head on and approaching it. This is also competitive energy. So don't compete with other people, or don't feel like you have to compete with other people. Everybody has their own unique talents and skills and abilities here. And it's like the Five of Wands has lower energy and a higher energy, because competition can be really healthy. This can be a team of people, a group of people coming together, exchanging ideas and opinions, exchanging creative ideas, having conversations, coming up with strategies and plans. So it seems like that we need to when we're engaging in healthy competition, when there's camaraderie, when there's support, when everybody is aiming for the same goal, working towards the same energy, that's when teamwork and collaborations and groups of people, aligning with groups of people that challenge us in a positive way, that challenges our perspectives or viewpoints, to help us to broaden our minds, broaden our perspectives, because when we listen to and accept and appreciate other people's viewpoints, other people's inputs and ideas, we can grow and learn from those experiences. We can become stronger through that energy, guys. So also, this is again, the lower energy is competing with your ego, competing for competition's sake, the type of co-worker or person who will stand on you to get what they want, to get ahead. So this is like, for instance, an example be my ex-partner. All he cared about was himself and his addiction, and he was so insecure. That's why he had to cheat and everything. But that's him. That's the energy of somebody who doesn't care about how their actions are going to impact you or how they affect you. So we have to disengage from the drama and egos of others. It's a waste of our energy and time. It's a waste of an experience. But there is something that we have to overcome in terms of a challenge or ego-based energy. So there is a test here. There's a test coming in that's going to ask us how much have we grown, how much have we learned, and how much have we evolved beyond the ego energies within this human experience. So playing fair, not seeing yourself as the need to compete against somebody. It's striving to be your best. And that's difference. That's the difference in it. It's when you compete just to win, or when you compete because you want the top prize, and you don't do it from your heart or a place of where you want to feel that you've given it your 110%, given it your all, and you're striving for your own personal best or beating your own personal best. So this is about us and the layers of evolution in terms of how we interact with the collective, how we interact with the people in our lives, and that we come across as we move on and through our journey here. So very interesting, guys, because they're showing me now that we have 2 5s in the amongst of the blessings, in amongst of the Ace of Cups. And this is the emotional forgiving and releasing, and this is the physical letting go. This is the physical letting go, and this is the change in our dynamics, the change in our energies. So some of us are dealing with ego and people that do not match our energy, and that's why we're asked to rise above it here. So I'd like to see, guys, what the 5 of Wands is approaching energy. Give me clarifying energies around this 5 of Wands. The Ace of Wands. So, and the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So this is swift movement. This is communication, but this is everything being up in the air and not and really grounded here. Knight of Wands coming in, so there could be communication coming in from a past person, a fire sign energy here. The Ace of Wands clarifying the Five of Wands. So this is your input, your talents, your skills, your abilities, your divine mission, creativity, ideas, inspiration. So like we're engaging with the higher energy of the Five of Wands, where we're actually learning from others, exchanging ideas, getting inspiration, like inspiring, like archangel guidance. Sandy there, I've been following her channel for the last 2 years, guys, and I just love her readings, and she inspired me after listening to her Libra July reading to just want to get my cards and see what messages are coming out. So it's on the back of that inspiration that I was guided to do this reading. So this is collaborations and healthy egos, everybody kind of putting their best foot forward. This is you putting your best foot forward. Also, if you're being guided to join a group or take up a course or enter into competitions in life are healthy, but again, when we're striving towards our personal best, competitive sports, working your ass off so that you're at the top of your game. That's all the willingness to want to learn and grow personally in your own personal. So there is a coin that has a flip to it. It's the duality of what we're using. So Mars energy, okay, we can use Mars energy for arguments, for conflict, for aggressions, or we can use Mars energy towards passion, creativity, inspiration, drive, determination, cultivating our light and our energy force in a positive way. So how others are seeing the Seven of Pentacles. So this seems like the waiting game, okay? So having patience in divine timing, having trust and allowing nature run its course. So people are kind of looking and saying, this is all the effort that they put in, and now they're about to reap the rewards. So you're cultivating, sowing your seeds and reaping the rewards. Your past efforts and your present efforts are all going to align with what manifests into the future. So there is a time where we need to take a step back, when we need to hit the pause button and say, I have done everything that I can do, and now I need to see the outcome. Now I'm waiting to see what this is all going to bring about. So I feel like that it's a time of, I think what I feel immediately from this really is that your ships are coming in, and through cultivating patience and understanding to knowing that when is the time that you have put all the effort in that you can, and you need to take a step back and allow universe, allow spirit to come in and sprinkle their fairy dust. So we're looking to balance our home life, our career, our finances. We're looking to march to the beat of our own drummer, but we're also doing a lot of work on ourselves, and we have put a lot of work into ourselves. And I feel like people are seeing how patient, how diligent that you've been in making the changes, in putting in the effort for personal growth, spiritual growth, professional growth, wherever your energies, all of this is about to bloom and blossom. So are you happy with where are you happy with the souls that you've seen, the seeds that you've sown in the past? And what are your expectations and desires and hopes and dreams for that energy? So for me, it's seeing the channel grow, and the readings reach more and more people, and really evolving and growing myself as well through the process. So your patience here is very much being noticed, your efforts are being noticed, and you're having trust in that your efforts will be rewarded here, and people are definitely knowing, and they may even be telling you all your efforts are going to pay off, all your hard work is going to pay off. That's what I was always told. You're not doing it in vain. It's a work in progress, and again, nature has a rhythm and flow, a natural cycle to it, and that's where we need to have patience in the process, have patience with ourselves, have patience with the people around us as well. So, and this in relation to your, well, that's funny because I picked this up as how others are seeing you, when in actual fact it's your energy and your inner resource or talent. That's the position that this card would normally be in. But nothing ever happens by accident. So not only do you have the Three of Swords in a position of how people see you, but we're looking at the Seven of Pentacles as an energy that you're putting out there. So again, I feel like it's a time to review and evaluate and take a step back. And that's what you seem to be doing. And people are seeing that energy from you as well. Because the Three of Swords is a disappointment. It's the heartache. It's the post-traumatic stress. Reliving the pain. Again, the forgiveness, but the not forgetting. So you are trying to very much mend yourself. So we're trying to rebuild ourselves here, and other people can see that we've been through a lot of heartache and disappointment, and we've been stabbed in the back, stabbed in the heart, let down, abused, taken for granted, and our hearts have the scars of that energy. And that's what we're healing now, because we are not broken, we were just bent. So your hopes and our fears, so your fear could definitely be around a King of Pentacles person, Capricorn, Taurus energy, Virgo to a lesser degree. Doesn't have to be an earth sign. This could be an ex-husband or an ex-partner or the father of your children or just a significant male energy in your life. So the masculine energy. So whether you're male or female watching this reading, there is a father figure, an ex-partner, a significant male energy that we have to forgive and release and let go. And that helps us balance our own masculine energies as well. So open ourselves up to giving as well as receiving, and not being afraid of giving, not being afraid of being self-reliant and independent. And we're hoping here that we gain stability, that we have abundance, that our finances stabilize and grow and develop. We're hoping that all our hard work, energy and effort is going to pay off. And with the King of Pentacles energy, it absolutely is. So continue to strive towards abundance, continue to strive towards positive energy, and again, come to a place of self-reliance and independence, because when you don't need anybody, is a very, very powerful position to be in. Not a controlling position. It's just you then release codependency relationships. When you become self-reliant, when you're building your empire, whatever that means to you, when you're building your own prosperity and abundance and stability here. So we're being called here to step into a masculine energy and be methodical, be practical, be grounded, come back to earth and look at our lives in a very practical way and ask ourselves, what are the things that we can do today to make the changes for the future that can ensure abundance? And like, we're never guaranteed anything in this life, but we can strive to be independent. We can strive to be financially secure and grounded. And also, the King of Pentacles is somebody who is committed for the long term. So we're also hoping that we align with somebody, or that the connection that we have is long term. It will grow and develop. But ultimately, I feel this is connected to the energy that we are kind of reviewing and evaluating now, when it comes to the male energies in our life, past and present and future, past lives as well, guys. So we're working on the forgiving and the forgetting of the traumas, of the disappointments, of the heartache, and knowing that where we put our focus in, again, that's what we're going to see here. So this is not a bad place to want to be, guys. And again, independence really is the essence of like equality. So yes, we can have our partners, and in dynamics of relationships, there's always sometimes you have to give more, and you have to kind of pay more money for the bills and this and that and the other thing. But once then there's a kind of flow back into the give and take. So if you're the breadwinner, if you're the sole person that brings in the finances, and your partner is at home looking after the children, that type of energy, that's still balance. But also there comes a time when we do align with, because circumstances are different and changes. So you can definitely marry somebody wealthy, or you could be well off and you're happy to be the sole breadwinner in the relationship, but then your partner is giving you love and care. Your dinner is ready, your house is clean, your children are looked after. That's just an example of the balance of that energy. But if you are like single, and if you're in a position where you are reaching for marriage and commitment, again, I would always, like, that's why we have prenuptial agreements and things like that, because but when you become into a place where two people are giving equally and paying their share equally, that's very, very healthy place to be in. So don't give up your independence, and know that the dynamics can change throughout our lives. Again, sometimes we might be the ones that go out to work and bring in the bread, or the other person might do it, but it's all about knowing how to look after yourself, self-care, taking responsibility for your life, for your happiness, for your abundance as well, which is quite interesting because, like, for me, like, I always, like somebody takes you out and treats you to dinner or whatever, but like, I'm always like a 50-50 type person. Yes, if they have more financial income than you and they like to treat you and take you out, there's nothing wrong with that. But then the next time you might pay the bill, or you put in your share. So there has to be a balance, guys, for healthy relationships, and that give and take energy can show up in different forms. So appreciating and giving gratitude for absolutely what we have as well. So where's all this leading to us? So yes, now you can't write this stuff, guys, because and you can't make it up either, because I just wouldn't have the energy to do it. So by the time we come around to January 2020, and guys, if you think back, and something that Sandy said in her July Libra reading was that we go in 9-year cycles, and when you look back, are you at the end? Are you in year 9 of a cycle? So for me, when I thought about it in 2011, when I met my ex-partner, that brings me up to 9 years. And 2009, yeah, so 2018 would have yeah, so you're coming to, like, you may be in the 9th year of a cycle, or you're entering into the 9th year, or you're just completing out a 9th year. And for a lot of us, 2020 is the completion, the full completion of the energies that we've been dealing with since 2010, 2011. Some other people could have been a year before or a year later. So 2019, 2020, 2021, I can see these 3 years being significant cycles, and the endings of that cycle, and where it's all leading us to is the path of enlightenment to our divine purpose and mission, to fulfilling our soul's lessons by coming back into the light beam and energy that we truly are. So seeing ourselves and other people at a soul level, listening to our divine guidance, trusting that there is a divine order and divine timing plays a significant role in all of our lives. Destiny and free will are two dynamics, and destiny is coming in here. So fated events, healing energies, learning from the past, and truly connecting to our higher selves, to our spiritual team, and truly being guided, and also becoming who we truly are. So emerging out into the world as our authentic self. So that's very, very beautiful, guys. So let's take the Archangel guidance. And you know what? I don't even feel like I need to clarify anything other than the Five of Wands. That's way too many cards. Page of Ariel, Page of Pentacles. So reliable, clever, educated and balanced. An excellent opportunity will be offered to you. Scholarships or the pursuit of education. Time to get to work. And the King of Pentacles, I did feel like if we're being called into education or going on a new career path or expanding our knowledge, taking up a new course, learning a new skill, that's the Page of Aries, the Page of Pentacles, where we're initiating the start energy. So an opportunity, a scholarship or education or a work opportunity or a collaboration opportunity is coming in here, and we're going to be definitely focusing a lot on the material. Again, it's time to look at our lives in a practical way, and that's what the Page of Ariel does. The Page of Pentacles, he knows that he's beginning, and everything needs, like when you're the Page energy, you lack experience, and true education, true learning and life experiences, we grow into the King of Pentacles. Ten of Michael. So a situation has ended and you're finally free. New opportunities for happiness will now follow. Put the past behind you. So clarifying there the energies within the reading. So beautiful energies, guys. 10 of Gabriel. Whoa, so the 10 of Michael, the 10 of Gabriel, 10 of Michael, 10 of Swords, 10 of Gabriel, 10 of Wands, the two most difficult 10s, because you have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, which is the prosperity, the abundance, the emotional happiness. But again, we have to come through the trials and tribulations and growing mentally and spiritually. So ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load, working too many hours and trying too hard to please others. So again, I feel like this is saying that we're coming to the end of this, because we have been asking our angels and we continue to ask our angels to send people, helpful, trustworthy, positive people into our lives that help us on our journey, on our life path, on our mission, in our soul lessons. So 210. So again, coming to the 9th year and coming into that completion where we can fully end the cycle within the 210s. And the Tree of Michael. So the Tree of Swords has now shown up twice in 2 different decks, guys. Release the past. You will grow from the situation. Time heals all wounds. And yes, guys, time does heal everything. And it brings us a greater understanding of our experience, of ourselves as well. So we're really being called here, and I think that's what I'd be calling the reading. Can we forgive and forget and fully move on? Romantic changes. So romantic changes are waiting to happen, whether it's restoring romance in a current relationship or welcoming a newcomer. Ace of Cups, guys, right bang in the middle of the challenges. 2 5s, 2 10s. So we are truly, I feel like there is a test coming in around us that's really going to ask us how much have we learned in terms of our engagement with people and how we show up in the world as well. Spend time in nature. Nature and gardens are healing places for you to be right now. Some of you may meet somebody while out walking, or if you're doing a gardening allotment or growing things or purchasing things for a garden. Also, you could meet somebody there if you're single. Archangel Michael. So Archangel Michael has showed up 3 times, guys. So the 10 of Michael, the 3 of Michael, and Archangel Michael. So Archangel Michael's sword to cut the cords that attach you to the past, and especially male energies that have hurt you and caused you pain. He also brings in truth and clarity, and he can help you have the strength and courage to go in the direction of your life purpose and mission here. So ask Archangel Michael to come in and support you, help you to gain clarity, help you to have the strength and the courage you need to continue your journey and cut those cords that attach you to any negative emotions, experiences, people or places. Ideas and inspiration. So the Ace of Wands here again, guys. Pay very close attention to repetitive thoughts and ideas, creative sparks of inspiration and divine guidance. I feel like the angels are whispering in our ears here, and this is all a part of our education, our learning, and part of our divine life purpose. So if you feel inspired and you have an idea, go after it, go for it, guys, because that was a lot of the readings as well for July, was all about going for it, guys, and making those changes. So we have, sorry guys, we have no conditions aren't favourable right now. Wait or look into another option and ask the angels to help and guide and comfort you. So if you're bending over backwards to please somebody, if you're always the one self-sacrificing your happiness, your joy in life, for somebody else, the 10 of Gabriel, trying too hard to people please, and if you've just asked a question, the answer will be no right now. Okay, guys, so the angels are here to guide us and comfort us at these times when we're being guided to say, no, that's not the right direction. So that's in relation to the 10 of Gabriel, the 10 of Wands. Don't take on too much. Don't overload your plate, and look for help and support with responsibilities or obligations, with any energies that you might be struggling with at this time. Reach out, ask your angels and guides, and they will help you overcome these challenges and difficulties. Why does this that I like flung, like the card flung. So we're just going to leave them, Archangel Michael, and we have Chantal. So guys, if this is somebody from the past coming in around, I feel like that's where the no card is coming in, and to embrace. So new romance is imminent, either with a newcomer or through the reignited passion in your existing relationship. Be open to giving and receiving love. So if you are in a connection right now, you're opening your heart chakra, you're overcoming challenges and obstacles, you're learning not to fight over petty, stupid things, and you're learning to let it go and move from a place of love. And if you are single, there is definitely new love coming in, guys, because we have Chantal and we have romantic changes. So do what you need to do. If you're reignite the passion within your current relationship, get back down to have a dating night, take a break away, tell your partner how much you love and appreciate them, how attractive and beautiful they are to you, and really show up. So love is through actions. So your actions is speaks volumes. So actions speak louder than words when it comes to your relationships and your love life. So make sure that if you want to keep your relationship and you want the relationship to continue, that you're putting in the effort. And when it comes to new love, we need to release the past fully, guys. And for me, trust me, it's like, yeah, well, can you say something else like other than release the past? But we're, like I said, some of us, and me included, would say, oh, I've forgiven the past, oh, I've moved on. But have I really? And do I still need to dig deeper and really face everything head on? So you have an important life purpose involving communications and the arts. Please don't allow insecurities to hold you back. I I will help you. So Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Michael showing up here, guys. And definitely writing, teaching, public speaking, motivations, poetry, creative pursuits, wherever that energy lies, is part of your life purpose and mission here. And Archangel Gabriel helps us to overcome the insecurities that get in the way. Like for me, the sound of my own voice, the fear of like somebody saying something really horrible to me in the comments, things like that, which thankfully has never happened. And I'm so grateful for that. I guess so much support here, and in the comments they're always quite positive and supportive, and I'd like to thank you for that. So guys, this reading is like, whoa, an hour and 18 minutes. So I hope this has helped in some way, guys. And look after yourselves. Do comment or send me an email and let me know if this is relevant to you. Like and share. And thank you all for subscribing and supporting the channel. I send you much love, light and gratitude. And I look forward to connecting with your energies again. Take care.